Hi everybody, it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. Super glad you're here today. Whether it's your first time or you've been here before many times, really makes me happy that you're getting to watch these. I have a Dr. Seuss book, and Dr. Seuss is very famous. He wrote books like The Cat in the Hat and stuff like that. Well, this one that I'm going to read is by Helen Palmer, and it's called A Fish Out of Water. That could be a problem because fish, they need to be in water. This little fish, I said to Mr. Carp, I want him, I like him, and he likes me. I will call him Otto. A good name for a fish. Very well, said Mr. Carp. Now I will tell you how to feed him. Then Mr. Carp told me, when you feed your fish, never feed him a lot. So much and no more. Just a teeny bit. Never more than a spot, or something may happen. You never know what. So he's showing him tiny little bit. Then I took Otto home and I gave him some food. I did not give him much, just one little spot. But this did not make Otto happy. He wanted more food. He had to have more food. Poor Otto. He just had to have more. I knew what Mr. Carp had told me. Never feed him a lot, never more than a spot, or something may happen, you never know what. But I gave Otto all the food in the box. You see that? That's a bad idea. Then something did happen. My little Otto began to grow. I saw him grow. I saw him grow and grow. Soon he was too big for his little bowl. I will tell you that if you feed a fish too much, they will die. So make sure you never do that. But this is just a funny story. There was just one thing to do. I put Otto in the flower bowl. There, Otto, I said, this will hold you. But no, the flower bowl did not hold him. Otto went right on growing. This was not funny at all. His tail was growing right out the top. I grabbed the flower bowl. I ran with it. Otto, I said, I just know where to put you. Then you will be all right. See where he's putting him? I put him in a big pot, but Otto was not all right. I saw him grow some more. Very soon he was too big for the pot. I put him in pot after pot after pot. He was growing so fast. Poor Otto, my poor little fish. Oh, why did I feed him so much? Otto, I said, stop growing, please. But Otto could not stop growing. He was growing all the time. Very soon I ran out of pots. Otto had to have water. There was just one thing to do. I did it. I grabbed him. I grabbed him by the tail. I ran with him up to the tub. The tub is big. It can hold lots of water. But the tub did not hold him at all. He went right on growing. Oh, Otto, I said, what can I do now? Then crash, the door went down. Crash, Otto went down. I went down too. Oh, what a ride. Down went the water into the cellar, and down went Otto too. I had to do something fast. I grabbed the phone. I called a policeman. Help, help, I said. I fed my fish too much. Mr. Carp told me not to do it, but I did. What? Said the policeman. Mr. Carp told you not to, but you did? Too bad. I will come at once. The policeman came. My fish went that way. I said, he's down in the cellar. The policeman ran down with me. What a fish, he said. He is much too big to keep in a cellar. We will have to get him out. We had to work and work to get Otto out. Poor Otto. Oh, why did I feed him too much? Mr. Carp told me something would happen, and it did. It did. Now we had Otto out of the cellar, but Otto had no water. No water at all. A fish has to have water, I said to the policeman. We must take him to water. Get help. Call for help on the radio. That would be the police radio. The policeman called on the radio. He called for the fireman. Help, help, he said. A boy has fed his fish too much. A boy has fed his fish too much? We will come at once. The firemen came. They all helped to get Otto up. But where can we take him? I asked. Uptown? Downtown? To the pool, yelled the fireman. To the pool, I yelled. And please hurry. Have you ever been to a swimming pool? They did hurry. The fire truck with Otto came right up to the pool. The fireman yelled, "Everyone get out of the pool. This fish is going in." Down into the pool went Otto, into the pool with a big, big splash. Now I was happy. Now at last my Otto had water, lots of water. This big pool was just the thing. This big pool would hold him. But Otto went right on growing, and no one wanted Otto in the pool. They did not like Otto at all. "You take that fish out of here," they yelled. See, if Otto was in the pool, they couldn't get in. There was just one thing to do. I did it. I ran to the phone. I called Mr. Carp. "Please, please help me," I said. "I fed Otto too much." "Oh dear," said Mr. Carp. "So you fed him too much? I knew you would. I always say don't, but you boys always do. Yes, I will come." Then Mr. Carp came. He had a black box in his hand. He had a lot of other things too. "What are you going to do, Mr. Carp?" I asked him. But Mr. Carp said nothing. He just went right up to the pool. He took his black box with him and all the other things too. Splash! Mr. Carp jumped into the pool. Now I could see nothing, not Otto, not a carp, nothing at all. Would I see my Otto again? Would I see Mr. Carp again? "Mr. Carp, Mr. Carp," I yelled. "What are you doing? Are you all right?" Then up jumped Mr. Carp. In his hand was a little fish bowl. In the bowl was my Otto. Mr. Carp had made him little again. "Don't ask me how I did it," he said, "but here is your fish." "And from now on," said Mr. Carp, "please don't feed him too much. Just so much and no more." Now that is what I always do. Now I feed Otto so much and no more, never more than a spot, or something may happen. And now I know what. Well, that was quite a story. Did you like it? I hope you did. Well, it's Sabbath now, so it's the sixth day of the week. And we're able to take some extra rest. That's really nice because I worked hard the last few hours. We have a nice dinner going. Hope you have a nice dinner, and I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. Maybe you might be going to church tomorrow. Maybe you might be doing something else with your family. Whatever you're doing tomorrow, I want to pray that you are blessed. I love you. I really do. But more importantly, God loves you, and He always will. All right, bye-bye for now. Good night.